how does it feel now to be an owner of a cricket franchise?
Yeah, it still hasn't really sunk in. I still see myself only really as a player, love being on the field. So this is really exciting. It's something that myself and Heinrich Klaasen are really looking forward to. When you have so many leagues around the world, it's really important. Like, what are the things that really gets you motivated to be a part of it? And this is certainly something for both of us where we look at it and we go, this is something we want to be a part of. It's something that's starting fresh. It's very raw. It's got huge potential. But it's certainly in terms of playing versus an ownership, I will deal with this exactly as I do in all leagues. Just give my best as a player, try and win trophies, and structure a team together as best as possible, and create a bit of fun and a nice culture where everyone wants to be a part of.
You are still a very active player. You are playing across the leagues. So I do not know. Correct me if I'm wrong. Like, is there a chance that you will also be a player in this
Yeah, I'm
league, or
playing. Yeah, I'm playing. I'm playing and I'm captaining.
yeah, you'll be playing in captaining? So Faf, tell me one thing. Like, how difficult would it be? Although I know there is Jonty over there, but again, Onrich will also be playing. He will also have a responsibility as a player. So, like the management part of it, as an owner, there are those responsibilities. So, will it be a bit? Will you be a bit tense about it that there are too many things on your plate?
The great thing of captaining for so long and captaining your country for so long is you get used to having a few more things on your plate. So for me, absolutely not. It is something that has always been a part of who I am as a person. I try and leave no stone unturned. I try and find every single ounce of something to squeeze to try and maximize the best out of myself and also the team. So it will be normal for me. But yes, obviously there'll come some new, fresh challenges that I haven't had before. But yeah, you get a nice team together, and you get the right people that can support you in areas that you do not know everything. And then it's just about figuring it out. It's year one. Seeing all the things that we need to do well is really important. And then the other stuff is, how do you move into a league, and how do you maintain that you help the local system? What do you do in terms of the pathways? Like, how do you make sure that the game keeps growing when the team moves away from the competition? You've got 3 or 4 weeks there, and then it'll be great. But what are we actually doing before that and after that to make sure that we actually help us as a team, us as the ownership, and also us as the league? How do you grow European cricket?
Uh, uh, since this will obviously help the cricketers from Netherlands, Scotland, Ireland, they will get a lot of help. They will get a lot of exposure playing alongside with some of the best players in the world. But tell me one thing, with so many leagues around, like you have been a player in IPL, you have been a commentator in IPL, you understand the grandeur of IPL. A lot of people now say that leagues are not being profitable apart from IPL and maybe to some extent the Big Bash. The other leagues are not being as profitable, and SA20 for sure. SA20 is a very profitable league, they
Mm,
say. So,
mm.
do you as an owner, as an entrepreneur right now, when you put that hat on, does it bother you a bit that maybe how much uh, time it would take for this league to take off? Because with so many leagues around, and you have played in quite a lot of them.
Yeah, it's a good question. Well, first of all, you cannot compare any of the other leagues around the world to the IPL in terms of the size of it, what it's done, the business side of it. I mean, 1 billion people in India. There's just no way. So park the IPL in its own conversation, in its own sentence. And then you have the rest of the leagues around the world where you're trying to find um, just how can you get your own depth of pool of players bigger? How can you create the game of the country to grow it? And there's a level of that in every country that I've seen happen amazingly. I've been playing cricket in South Africa, for instance, and for a long period of time, we have had domestic structures in place. But it's only the last 3 years when SA20 has come in and been run properly and engaged the fans properly that we've seen the whole country almost uplifted because of the success of the tournament. And that's what happens if you have an 18 product out there. And that's the same around countries around the world. I've played in America, where America is the same thing, where people said not possible to grow the game here because you're competing with baseball and American football and basketball and ice hockey. But then you do see year on year how the game is growing. So from a financial point of view, once again, you can't compare that to the IPL. The IPL will always be different, but that's the rawness of this competition. You've got a very outdoor nation in terms of Europe, how they're active and they're out, and there's lots of sport in the country that people love sport still. So you just have to tap into that over time. It's not going to take a week, it's not going to take 2 weeks, but like I said, there's potential here, and that's all you're looking for. Is there's some great cricketing names that's part of the conversation, to have the Australians, Marsh, David, you look at Steve Waugh, you've got Ashwin, you've got Dravid, you've got Santner, you've got a lot of great cricketing names that's part of it, and some of them, Glenn Maxwell, ownership, Chris Gale being part of it. So just as a start off, I think there's some right things being done. And then it's about making sure you keep evolving, keep growing the game, keep being involved in the pipeline. If you do all of those things, the game will grow. And if you grow it slowly by slowly, then from a financial perspective, yes, it might take a bit of time. But as long as there's potential, the world really is your oyster.
In fact, a final question. Like you have a lot of friends in India. The top, all the top Indian cricketers, all of them, you are very friendly with their close friends. So some of the semi-retired Indian cricketers, since the active Indian cricketers are not allowed by the BCCI,
Mm.
do you expect them to? Because at the end of the day, it's a reality that Indian names do draw a sizable crowd. Like someone like R. Ashwin would be playing in the MLC. He was supposed to play Big Bash, but he didn't.
Mm.
Like someone like an R. Ashwin with a very big fan following, would you approach him to play the league? Maybe which helps get that kind of a boost. You have played with him.
Yes, it's gonna be difficult to approach him as he's already a part of opposing team in the league. So he will be my opposition, and we will be
Okay.
fighting against each other to make sure that we get the trophy. But yes, of course, you understand that that is the rules in terms of players that are retired from international cricket, and IPL cricket can be eligible to play in the leagues. And I've seen that over the last year or two. Guys like Dinesh Karthik, he came over 1 year and played the SA20. So that's the option of any team that they can recruit those players. Yeah, for me, it's as with any player around the world. It's just, are you still playing cricket? Are you still involved with the game of cricket? Because cricket is not as easy as just stopping the game and then playing every now and then. I've seen it with myself. I need to be actively playing competitions to make sure that you put your body through the paces, especially when you get a little bit older. Really important to do it. Otherwise, it's not going to be of benefit to you or the team if you don't have that. So, yeah, we'll weigh up all those things when we look up who are the potential players of recruiting.